This is our demo that I'll be showcasing specifically for our chatbot capabilities. So just want to kind of give you a breakdown in terms of what you're seeing on the screen right now. So for those of you that have used the Loop platform before, you're likely familiar with what you're seeing on the left-hand side of my screen. You're seeing the Loop inbox. This is where any conversations that your guests initiate will appear and would be actioned by members of your team. If anyone is not familiar with this would be sort of the centralized inbox that members of your team would be utilizing to respond to guest queries. On the right-hand side of my screen, what I've done is I'm simply mirroring my cell phone screen to be able to showcase the guest experience. Now, one of the key factors when it comes to chatbots is we want to be able to automate at least the initial portion of the experience. As Jonathan mentioned, we understand that given everything that's happened over the past year or so, staff shortages may kind of be impacting your business flow. So we want to be able to provide you with at least a method to be able to initially handle any incoming queries from your guests or from the customers that may be wanting to request additional feedback or additional information. So our chatbot is built using Dialogflow. Now, Dialogflow is a platform that's been created by Google specifically to be able to create these chatbots. And once we create these chatbots in Dialogflow, we are able to integrate that with any channel that we deploy within the Loop platform. So to showcase the demo today, I will be using an SMS channel, but this sort of demo can essentially apply to a multitude of other channels as well that we support. So think of it this way. Let's say I am a guest or I am an individual who wishes to learn a little bit more about the cafeteria on site, right? So I have a number that I can engage with that we will configure for you, and we will associate the chatbot to that particular number. And now as a guest, I have the option to be able to text that number, and I will receive a response, and we'll see what that looks like. So I'm going to go on my phone, I input my number here, and I'm going to say, hello, I'd like some assistance. And I'm going to hit send. And when I do, a couple of things are going to happen. The first thing is you'll notice that in the inbox, we actually don't receive a new conversation popping up. That is typically sort of the standard behavior expected when someone would text a number that we've configured for you. You would see a new conversation pop up within the inbox that your team would then action. However, as you can see, although new conversation has not appeared in the inbox, I have received a response on my cell phone. So this is a pre-programmed response that we've configured using the bot that we've attached to this particular SMS channel. And one thing that I do want to mention as well, all of these responses that you're seeing that the bot is providing are completely customizable. So depending on the kind of interactions that you wish for the bot to have, we can actually customize the initial response to ensure that they are capturing or providing the guest with sort of a welcome message particular to your requirements. You will notice that in the inbox, we have a new tab up here labeled automated. So any conversations that the bot is currently handling will be nestled within the automated tab. So if I just navigate to that tab right now, you will be able to see the conversation that I am currently having with the bot recorded within the automated tab right here. So let's just click into that, and we can kind of follow along and see how the bot is actually configured to respond. So I've got the initial welcome message, how may I assist you? And now I have a question regarding the opening hours of the cafeteria. So I could say, what are the opening hours? And I can hit send. You'll see that the message is going to pop up in the conversation, and the bot is going to provide the appropriate response. And again, the way this would work is we would configure the bot to respond based on the phrase that the guest indicates when they are sending their message. So because the bot recognized the fact that we're specifically asking about opening hours, it has provided us with the appropriate response with regards to opening hours, and even directing us to perhaps a website if we wanted to provide them with a place where they could see the daily menu. So hyperlinks would also be supported in this regard. So if you wanted to be able to send the guest to an external link to view, say, a guest menu, they would be able to do so by clicking on the link in the message that they have received. But now, as a guest, I have a problem. Let's say I went to the cafeteria, I ate at the cafeteria, and say I received raw chicken. Now, in the event that someone were to receive raw chicken, that kind of a message would need to be escalated to perhaps a member of your team in order to be actioned, right? The bot necessarily wouldn't be able to handle anything along those lines. We could configure the bot to handle that response, but typically that kind of a response would require a direct follow-up. So watch what happens when I actually type that as a response to this particular message. So I can say, I received raw chicken. And once I hit send, you'll notice that the conversation has actually now moved out of the automated tab and moved into the conversation tab. So now we have a new conversation that has been created within the conversation tab, and a member of your team would be able to simply click on the conversation and view the historical record of the conversation that the guest, was having with the bot. The bot has provided a response here. We're extremely sorry to hear that. Your message has been escalated to our team, and a member of our team will review your case and follow up with you shortly. Again, the message itself can, of course, be customized specifically to your requirements. The main point here that I wanted to highlight is the ability for the bot to conduct a handoff to that particular location and to the particular members of the team, who will now have the opportunity to simply follow up and initiate a conversation with the guest, very similar to the way they currently do it when the chatbot is not enabled. So if I were to come into this conversation and type out a reply here and say, I'm sorry to hear that, I will do my best to assist you. And once I hit send, the guest is now going to receive that message on their phone. So for the guest, it's a very seamless experience. They, as far as they are concerned, they are receiving a direct message from a member of the team who is following up with them on the same text message chain that they've been previously following. And for members of your team, they have a history of the conversation, and they know at what point the conversation was transferred and why the transfer took place. So they would be able to use this information, action that particular conversation, provide the resolution in this particular case, and then all they'd have to do at that point is simply go ahead and activate the bot once again on the conversation. Once again, once they do that, that conversation will now move out of the conversation tab and back into the automated tab, ensuring that any future conversations that the guest initiates by texting this number would once again be handled by the bot to begin with, until such time as they respond with or provide a particular message that the bot is not able to understand, or it has been programmed to conduct the handoff to the location and members of the team for action. And that pretty much covers it for the chatbot demo.